It's not good morning, so just hello, everyone. Hello, Pedestal wives. Hello, inner circle members. Hello. All right. So I promised that I would come back and have this conversation, and I was like, let me come back because I don't want to be. No one can ever tell you that I'm a liar because I'm not. I always keep my word. That's part of my purpose. That's part of who I am. Is that I keep my word to my community. So I came back even though I have limited time. So I don't know where everyone is, but if you're in the eastern side, I need to know when it is 1:45 so I can leave here because I have to go pick up my baby. You know that they're older, but they don't have license yet because of the way they have everything set up. Okay. So someone let me know 1:45. All you have to say, go pick up your baby. That's all you got to say. You ain't got to say anything else, and I will stop and end the live stream. But hello. How are you doing? Hey, Nappy Susie. Hey, Lady Mercury LLC. Hello, Abby Licious 2.0. Ooh, I like that name. Hello. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful day. And I was like, okay, let me pick up where I left off. In the last live stream, I talked about the fact that everyone on this app is giving different advice on how do you become a woman who is kept, a woman who's provided for, a woman who's supported, a woman who's loved. Okay, what differentiates me from other women is that I don't have to do it from the perspective of looks. Okay, I've always been pretty. I've always known I was pretty. So that has never gotten in my way. So I've never had to worry about, okay, what kind of clothing or what kind of shoes did I need to put on. That was never getting in my way of getting the things I want. Okay. Not saying that it doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying that was not my path. That was not my process. That is not how I became the girl who can literally just do what she wants to do. Okay. Just came back from a trip. And lately I've been doing a lot of traveling. So that's the reason why you haven't seen me, because I have been enjoying life. That's what life is meant to do. You're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to go see the world. And one of my goals in this lifetime is to make sure I see the world. I want to see all 50 states. I want to see parts of Europe. I have so much travel to get done under my belt. And that is what I've been focused on. But I don't ever forget why I started this community and why it's so important to me and what I want women to get from it. So we're going to talk about that. But let me go ahead and shout out, because I see so many people, so many pedestal wives in the building. I want to make sure I shout you out. Hey, Miss Kira Sparkles. Hello. B.A. Jim. Hello. Yes, it's Happy Friday. But I talked about the fact that it wasn't me learning about my pretty because my pretty was there. It wasn't me learning about my clothing because my clothing was there. I already had a handle of those things because I am a pageant girl. I grew up in pageants and I did a lot of pageants and won some of them. So that was not the issue. What was the issue was understanding that I was born worthy and understanding the value that I bring. Okay, that was the issue. My self-esteem, my self-worth, and mastering myself. So that is what I'm going to be talking about in the upcoming month. And the workshop that I'm going to do is called Mastering the Master, because self-mastery is the path that I took. This is the reason why I don't teach certain things on my page that you see. If you look at other people, and I kind of stick to my own community, my own space. I don't go out looking, but I'm very much aware because of the way the page is set up. I get sent a lot of content. So I know that there is a lot of, hey, here's the red flag. Here's the issue. And there's a lot of scenarios and all the things you go through. I don't do a lot of that in my own personal teachings because I am focused on self-mastery. One of the things that I had a lot of time to think about is what I want to bring to my community, what I want to teach my community. How did I want to help women get from point A to point B and not only live the life that I live, but also surpass me? Because it isn't fun if everybody else don't get the chance to do it also. That's just my philosophy. I want to help other people get there. And what came back when I was doing all the meditation and sitting back is that you help people evolve. And helping people evolve, the man becomes a byproduct. The career becomes a byproduct. The business becomes a byproduct. The desires become a byproduct. So yes, this page is not totally focused on getting a ring or getting a man, getting a career, getting a business, getting an education. What we focus in on is self-mastery. That is what we focus on my personal teachings. So I thought I saw somebody say intellectual. Yeah, intellectual. Hello. Definitely want to, speak back to all the pedestal wives. They always be here. They always support me. They definitely be taking care of, being around for when I go live, because I'm not entertaining. I'm not funny. I'm just a teacher when it comes down to it. But my process to get from point A to point B was self-mastery. I had to learn to master my mind, my body, my heart, my soul. I had to learn to master me. And in mastering me, opened up all of the byproducts of marriage, business, family, friendship. And I didn't have to go through the way of trying to figure out what are the red flags, what is the deceit, what is the manipulation, because I see through those things. If you want to make yourself manipulative proof, master self, because you'll always see through it, and you'll always know what to do when it happens. You'll know what to do when you encounter those type of things. So you don't have to actually sit around and prepare, because I think too much of that can be a problem too, because it makes you hyper aware that people aren't good people. And when you're hyper aware that people aren't good people, you start to avoid people. You start to not want to be around people, and you start to do less engaging with people because you're scared of what may happen or what they may do. And that's the reason why I don't focus on that type of content or that type of information. I focus in on self-mastery. So let's break down those levels of self-mastery that's important. Self-mastery, your mind has to be, and I think my favorite word for this is disciplined. Your mind has to be disciplined. You have to be able to shield yourself from negative thinking, thoughts, and emotion. Your body is like clay. You should be able to mold your body into the way that you want it to be, the way that you want it to be perceived. Your heart should be disciplined. Guard your heart, but not closed off. I think too much content is focusing on helping you close your heart. And this means you're not open and aware to receive when you are put in a position. But if you have your heart open and is disciplined to let only those in who have shown up and with good intentions, who are genuine people. So you don't want to have a closed off heart where you're running around looking for red flags, you're running around looking for deceit, you're running around looking for lies. You want to have a disciplined heart. So when people come and they have good and genuine intentions, then you have that ability to connect and bond. You have to have a disciplined soul, which means your disciplined soul is purpose. What is your purpose here? What are you meant to do? What are you what are you to be? Because every one of us have some type of purpose, some type of mission, something that we were meant to do. I don't believe that anyone is a mistake. Everyone has a purpose, but you have to discipline these things within yourself. And by product of disciplining your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, you get the beauty of marriage, children, friendship, career, business, whatever the desires of your heart is. You don't have to sit here and focus in on what ifs or scenarios or red flags or what may happen. Is it bad? Is it good? You don't have to focus in on that. This is the reason why self-mastery is going to be the thing that I'm going to be talking a lot about, because that's the journey that I began. That's the journey I started when I was 19 years old. I dropped it. I was like, oh, I don't need it. I done got married. That's what we all do, right? When we get what we want, we tend to let the thing go that helped us get what we got. We said, hey, you feel like you got it all. So, and I picked it back up at 25. And I started realizing, okay, I need more discipline. I need more discipline in my emotions. I need more discipline in how I communicate. I need more discipline in my thinking. I can't run around on negativity. I can't run around on negative thinking. I can't run around looking for when the other shoe is going to drop. I can't run around. It's affecting my mental health, because that's the other side of the coin. When you run around and you have a whole bunch of negative thinking, a whole lot of negative thoughts, and your emotions are everywhere, it affects your mental health because you're consistently in that chaos. And that affects how you move about, how you engage, and how you present yourself to other people. So self-mastery, the ability to control yourself in all situations, move consciously and towards a goal. This is self-mastery. So you need to have mastery of mind, mastery of body, mastery of heart, and mastery of soul. And when you have that mastery, it's almost like your blueprint is open to you. You know what you need to do. You know who you need to engage with. You know what's going to be your next level. It's like a whole nother level opens up to you. So you don't feel like you're in the dark. You don't have to lean to other people's understanding. You can lean on your own. And this is the reason why I don't sit around here and consult other people. I may pray, I may meditate, but I lean to the understandings of my own beliefs in myself in order to get the answer to what direction I need to go. This is self-mastery. This is knowing self. This is having the ability to control myself in all situations. This is the reason why I'm not worried about what may happen tomorrow, because I know that I 100% can handle anything that comes my way because I've mastered self. I have mastered my mind, my body, my soul, and my heart. And most people are not focused in on mastering themselves. They're focused in on watching other people in order to avoid the coming collision. That is what people are doing. They're literally just watching other people to avoid the collision, avoid a calamity, avoid an accident. Instead, if you actually pay attention to self and master yourself in all these areas, a byproduct of that is having a knowing and understanding of self and leaning to your own understanding versus leaning to societies or to friends or family or your man or your husband. You don't have to. Knowing yourself, there is just such a power. There's another level of power, understanding yourself to that level and being able to move as such. Hopefully I'm not losing anyone, but that's what I'm going to be focusing in on. I'm going to be talking more about self-mastery, and I'm going to talk about self-mastery to what it attains when it comes to dating, what it looks like when it comes to feminine energy, what it looks like to friendships, what it looks like in your life and every day. Because I think teaching it is not enough. I think what will help overall is you hearing it from life experience, from that perspective, and how it helped me. Because this is how I have what I have. Not because of I changed my looks or I changed the way I dress or I started adding makeup. So pretty much I didn't have to do any of the level up things. And some people will have to. I'm not saying they're not important, because I think looks are very much important. But I think when you master yourself, this determines what you look like. And so many people are doing things to themselves because it is acceptable in society and what other people like about them versus what is best for you. So my inner work, and I've said this over and over, my inner work, my discovery, my mastery of myself determines my hairstyle, determines my dress, determines how I present myself in the world. It's not based off what's trending. So if you're looking for someone who's trendy, who's entertaining, I'm not that. Okay? I'm not that. I'm straightforward. I'm straight, no chaser. I give information based off of my own personal life experience. It's not from a book. And that's the reason why I have my little notes here, because I want to go based off my own life experience in teaching self-mastery. Mastering yourself will be the greatest gift you can ever give yourself. Like mastering yourself, all these things you're talking about when it comes to if he's doing something to you or he's mistreating you, when you master self, you no longer think through your emotions. You can logically think. You can logically look and step back and see what's the right thing to do. What's the right way to handle this? If you should leave him. You don't have to lean on what people are saying. You can lean on into your own understanding or into your own beliefs. If you believe in God, some people do. You might want to sit and pray and meditate with that in order to get that understanding so you can make your next move. But you can avoid all this extra stuff. Like some of the things that you all hear on social media, it sounds good for entertainment. But who got time for that? Who got time to be constantly watching someone else to see if they are a walking red flag? Or who got time to constantly be sitting here walking, concerning themselves about what if scenarios? Who got time for all that? Like, I actually want to avoid the middleman, and I want to get straight to the issue. I want to make the decisions that's going to benefit me. I want to do the things that's going to best serve me overall. And I've learned that mastering myself in these areas have helped me to be able to make good decisions for myself so I can have the life that I desire, the life that I feel like I deserve. Yes, having practical examples will be great. Absolutely. Absolutely. I truly do believe that. I truly do believe that's the reason why we're going to teach it from a perspective of personal, practical examples versus me just talking about it. This is just an introduction about self-mastery and how important it is, because this is my process. This is how I became the kept wife, if you want to call it that. This is how I became the wife who is taken care of, is self-mastery. Learning not to get caught up in my emotions and being able to step back and view it from a logical perspective, view it from the logical realm versus getting in my emotions and get caught up in how I feel and making a bad decision. But that takes with a disciplined mind, because a lot of women don't understand when it comes down to emotions, your emotions are not just from the body, because you can feel emotions, but it is from the mind. As anything from the mind can be controlled, and anything can be controlled can be disciplined, and anything can be disciplined you can use and you can master. And that helps you when you're dating. If you get control of your thinking, your thoughts, and you don't let your thoughts run away from you, you don't sit here start going on dates and you thinking about, hey, I'm going to get married, and you didn't see the whole thing, the whole wedding, you didn't see the ring, you didn't see all these things, but you don't even know the man. This is the reason why I say a disciplined mind is going to be godsend. Being mastered in these things is going to be important. Not allowing your negative thinking to mess with your self-worth. Allowing your negative thinking, allowing your thinking anyway is a problem. Allowing your thinking to make you lower your value is problematic. Allowing your thinking and your past to lower your values and what you would currently do with your life is problematic. This is the reason why a disciplined mind is absolutely needed, especially when you have to make important decisions so that you can have a life that's going to serve you, versus doing things out of emotions, making moves out of emotion, making decisions out of emotions, and of course having to deal with the consequences of those actions. But having a disciplined mind, a disciplined body, a disciplined heart, a disciplined soul, this is self-mastery. This is how you can move consciously towards your goal, and you can actually cut out the middleman. You can cut out what society thinks of you, cut out what your friends think of you, cut out what your family think of you, and move in a way that's going to serve you overall. And me doing that has gotten me here. Everything that I've tried to accomplish, having that mastery has got me here. Listen, when people told me, hey, well, you're too old. You're too old to be trying to go on social media and create a community. It's already saturated. Everybody's already doing the same thing. If I'd listened to them instead of myself, I wouldn't be here. If I'd listened to, even if I wouldn't have a disciplined mind and I allowed them to plant those seeds of doubt, because that's what happens when you don't have a disciplined mind. You let everybody in. You let everybody plant these little seeds and tell you what you can't do and what you can't have and where you can't go, what you're not going to have. And this is the reason why a disciplined mind is highly encouraged, especially when it comes to self-mastery. So you want your mind to be disciplined. You want your mind to be open to new things, but be disciplined to things that will harm. So you want your mind to be a place where you can be creative and you can be imaginative and you can be visual, but you also want it to be disciplined where everybody can come in and plant seeds. Because think about it, when some people come in and they're like, oh, well, you can't do this because you're too old, or you can't do this because you got 2 kids. See, some of y'all should be listening to some of this stuff on social media. You should be unfollowing the people who tell you can't have something at your grown age. Because whatever you create in here, whatever you believe in here, you can have out here. But this comes with discipline too. This comes with self-mastery. Remember, self-mastery is discipline. It is discipline. It is making sure that you have control of your thoughts. that you have the ability to shut those thoughts off that are not serving you, that you have the ability to turn those emotions off that aren't helping you, that you don't allow people to come in and plant in thoughts or make you feel anything. See, no one can make you feel anything. That is a choice, because emotions are logical, and anything that's logical, it can be disciplined, and everything can be disciplined. Having control over your body, being disciplined in body. And discipline in body is not necessarily just about having like a beautiful fitness regimen. It's just being disciplined in your body, discipline in understanding and self-awareness of what's going on within your body, taking care of your body. It's not about being some kind of fitness master or you working out 5 times a week, and that's good for you. Do that. Don't be like me, because I'm me. Don't be like me. Be better than me, okay? Be better than me. I tell my kids that, be better than me. Don't be like me, okay? But being disciplined and self-aware in body. See, do y'all realize that when you start to master your body, this means you become so self-aware to the micro, to the cells in your body, to the point where you know when something is wrong, when something is wrong. This is discipline in body. Being able to be aware of what's going on in your body, being aware of the blood flowing through your veins, being aware when something's out of place, being aware when your heart is beating too fast, being aware when your blood pressure is up, being aware of what your body is telling you at all times. This is self-mastery. And not only having that awareness, and this probably goes off to being mastering the mind too. Mastering the mind, and it's been able to tell the body where to go. Mastering the mind is being able to tell the body where to go, or how it will feel, or how it will function. And this is advanced too. So that's advanced. That's truly advanced, because personally, I had to take some new medicine, because some of you all know, some of you don't. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis about 10 years ago. It is what it is. That crap don't bother me, because I've mastered my body and soul. And since mastering my body, I've mastered my mind. So I tell my mind that you will be healthy. And I enforce and affirm that you will be healthy. And I operate from that perspective of you will be healthy. But this is advanced. This is me doing years and years and years of inner work and self-mastery. So don't go and do what I'm doing, because if you haven't started that journey, your mind will reject what you know. Your mind will reject what you tell it, because you don't have any discipline of your mind in the first place. You have to have a disciplined mind to be able to tell your mind what to think, how to feel, where to go. You have to be able to cut thoughts off in mid-thinking. That's discipline of the mind. So a lot of the programs I created is because I had issues with them in the beginning. And that's why I created them. But what we're talking about here is self-mastery. And starting there is getting into that, Evolve Pedestal Wives is where I put a lot of the information when it comes to inner work and getting started. Okay, and it's a lot of the information I use to get started, a lot of the reading material that I use to get started. And so that is there. Look in my bio, you can grab that if you're ready to get started on self-mastery. But your mind, you should have control over that. Your emotions, you should be able to stop that if you decide to. Your thinking, you should be able to think what you want to think. This is discipline of the mind. Your body, you should be self-aware of what's going on in your body. You should be self-aware of what's affecting your body. You should be self-aware of what's wrong with your body. Your heart should be open but disciplined. It means that I can love you, but if I realize that you're not genuine, the doors are closed. If I realize that you mean me harm, the doors are closed. It means if you're going to hurt me, the doors are closed. So you can have an open heart, because I don't believe in this. You should be closed off. You should not. You should just be closed off and just look around and searching and hyper aware of things happening in your that's around you. I think that having a disciplined heart means that your heart is open, but it only opens to genuine people. This is when the shield comes up. This is when you admit other people. This is when you allow people to come into your realm, is when they are genuine. So your heart should be disciplined. You should not be letting any and everybody come in. You should not be attached to any and everybody. You should not let everybody, grow from that energy, because heart energy is so powerful. Like people right now, certain part of, I would say a lot of people right now are suffering because they feel like no one loves them. Do you know how important it is how much energy is for someone to actually live in your heart? For someone to be actually getting that from you, for you to actually love someone and they know that you love them. This empowers them and it energizes them. And it's a whole nother energy on a whole nother level. That's energetic. I'm not even go down that path, but you give so much power to other people when you actually love them, when you care about them, when you are concerned about their well-being. And when they know it, it's even more powerful for them because they can take that energy and they can build off of it and invest in themselves. So you shouldn't be letting Tom, Dick, and Harry in there. Tom, Dick, and Harry, if they're not genuine and they're not, it's not going to be for the good of you. You should not be letting them in that sacred space. Your heart energy is so sacred. Stop letting any and everybody in. Even friends and family should not be in there unless they're genuine. And I know that might be controversial because y'all think y'all should love everybody. I don't believe in that. I've done this work for too long and I understand how powerful it is to be loved. And a powerful thing for someone to be in my heart, and how people grow just for having that contact and having that knowing that you love them. And I know what love does for people. That's the reason why love is like the strongest vibration in the world. And it's that for a reason. Because if you have someone in your heart space and you love them, they can take that energy and invest it in themselves and become better. The last layer is the soul. Like, I'm not sure why we have this sense that people were born or as a mistake. There is no mistakes. I don't believe that God made any mistakes. I believe that everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a being. You are here for a reason. You need to figure out what that is. You need to figure out what that looks like. Having an understanding of why you're here and what your purpose is another power for yourself. Because once you know what you're here for, you can invest in that and it helps you to get bigger, greater, and better. It helps you in your purpose and path and whatever you're here to accomplish. Because you already know this is what I'm meant to do. Just knowing that this is what I'm meant to do is powerful in itself. Just having this knowing that this is what I'm meant to do. This is what God put me on this earth to do. And then being able to carry that with yourself, it makes you more powerful. It empowers you. It emboldens you. It makes you more confident. So having mastery of your soul is having an understanding of what your purpose is and what the mission is and what you're meant to do. What exactly affects the energy that attracts things into our life? Are we talking about the heart energy, or are we just talking about the entire thing? Because I'm going to say not having true mastery of self affects that energy. Because if you don't have a disciplined mind, when people come into your world, you may allow them to help you create negative thinking. Not put it in there, because no one can make you think anything. But you may, if you have a undisciplined mind, an undisciplined body, an undisciplined soul, an undisciplined heart, I think this can affect what you attract. Because whatever you are thinking, if you don't think well of yourself, you don't think you're worthy, you don't think you're lovable, this can affect who you not just attract, who you give attention to. Like, who do you give attention to? Because anything that comes doesn't mean you got to give it attention. So that would affect the energy. That would affect the energy. If you don't like your body, let's say you hate your body. Y'all, I don't have a perfect body. And I actually have made peace with that. That's part of the mastering the body. Like, I'm okay with that. I still love my body, because guess what my body did? Let me tell you what my body did. My body kicked MS butt. My body kicked a chronic disease out of his body. My body healed itself. My body gave me 3 children. My body sustained surgery and I came out on the other side. So my body is wonderful and I love it. And I wouldn't change anything about it. Yes, I want to continue to work on it to make it better, but I am at peace for where it is. This is discipline of body. Being okay with what's in front of you. Being in awe of what your body can do. Because your body can do amazing things. It can do amazing things. The thing is, you don't understand when it comes to the mind, the body follows. So a lot of things have to start up here, and then it controls that body. Then it puts that body into place. But that's the reason why I always start with mindset, because it's so important. It's so important. Amazing. Girl, tell me how you kicked in ass. I have fibromyalgia. Inner work. Inner work is how I did it. Inner work is how I did it. Okay, I'm going to say I combined inner work, and I combined really paying attention and becoming self-aware of the body. So I can figure what is inflaming the body. Because that's all it is. It's something that's inflaming the body. We need to figure out how to stop that. We need to figure out how to stop the body from being inflamed. And then we need to also discipline the mind so that we will prepare the way. And what I mean by prepare the way, because if you don't prepare the way with the mind can be like, oh, this is not going to work. This is not going to be successful. Oh, the doctor told me you're not going to be able to do this. You know, everything that the doctor has told me to do, I have overcame everything. Every single thing. They told me I wouldn't be walking. Baby, I can walk and I can run. They told me that I wouldn't be hardly speaking because it has affected my voice. That's the reason why sometimes y'all hear me like take that little swallow. That's because it affected my voice. But other than that, I was able to kick it out of my body, and I've been in remission for like 10 years. A very long time. A very long time. So you need to figure out what's inflaming the body, and then you need to prepare the mind. Because the mind is going to help you win. It's going to help you overcome the disease. If you can get your mind on board, your body will follow. That's how strong the mind is. If you can get your mind on board, I'm going to kick his butt. It's got to get out of my body. That this is my body that God gave me. And he did not mean for it to be sick. Because God did not give us sickness. Okay. He did not mean for you to be sick. So discipline your mind. Prepare the way for your mind. Because your mind is going to be your downfall when it comes to this stuff. That's usually inner work and checking to see what inflames your body. And that's the reason why paying attention to the body. When is something off? If I eat this piece of food, does it inflame me? Do I feel swollen? Do I feel like there's a reaction? And then keep your little list. That's what I did for the very beginning. I was working on my mind, preparing my mind so that I can kick MS's butt. And then I was looking at what I put in the body. And I was becoming self-aware of the body and saying, okay, hold up. My hand's feeling a little tingly. Hold up. Something's swelling. What did I eat? What am I thinking? What's going on within me? And so that's the reason I say inner work and looking at what's inflaming the body. And that's going to help you overall. That's what helped me. I hope it helped you, because I know all of us are different cases. Do y'all know that some people they've done some research, and they say that there's issues that if you handle the issues, it takes away the disease? I don't know if we're ready for that. Are we ready for that? Are we ready for that? Because I had to do a lot of work when I got diagnosed in, 2009 with MS? And everything that they say that I wasn't going to be able to do, I do now. I still drive myself. I still have a full life. So you discipline the mind, master yourself, and attract the thing. Yes. Mastering myself has given me the byproduct of a husband that provides and supports and takes care of me, a family that loves me, friends that cherish me. Mastering that has put me in a whole nother position that is actually gone beyond what I imagined. Now, when I was a young girl, I imagined being a stay-at-home mom and wife, but I never imagined this. My life is beyond my own imaginations. And I always give the credit to not only God, but I give the credit also to inner work and self-mastery. Doing these things have helped me to become better. So having that time to master your mind, master your body, your heart, and your soul. And if you're dealing with some kind of sickness, start with the mind. Start with the mind. There's been so much research that shows that a lot of times the sickness correlates with something that is going on the spiritual realm. And if you take care of that, it usually helps the sickness. Y'all got to realize one part of being a human being is that we are a spiritual being too. We're a spiritual being and a human being. And since we're both of those things, we have to learn to look at all of the realms first in order to figure out what the next thing to do. So that's what I did personally for MS. That's what I did for MS, and I am doing well. But I still go to the doctor. I still make sure I get checked up. I think that's also about disciplining the mind and body. Disciplining the body is also taking care of it. So I go to the doctor. I always get my checkups. I always make sure I'm doing great. Literally just came from one 30 minutes ago when I was in the parking lot waiting on my favorite restaurant to open up. And they was like, "You're doing good." And I was like, "I know." They're always blown away. But discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. When you discipline yourself, you don't have to rely on being hyper aware. Like, just imagine going through life being hyper aware of other people's choices. Imagine going through life being hyper aware of other people's choices and focusing in on what other people are doing. This does not help you with your self-mastery. Being disciplined in mind, body, heart, and soul, make sure that you're 100% manipulative proof, which means no one can manipulate you. No one can deceive you. No one can lie to you. If someone tries to do that to me, majority of the time I see through it, and I only go along with it if it's going to serve me. And if it doesn't serve me, then they don't get what they want from me. It's just that simple. I don't have to go around looking for when the sky is falling, because I know whatever comes my way, I've mastered myself to the point that I can handle anything that comes about. I'll know what to do when it comes about. So I don't sit here and think about what if, or what if this happens, or what if that happened. Being hyper aware about things that may happen, or what other people are doing, or choices other people are making, will make you crazy. And I'm starting to see that too on social media. I feel like some people it's driving them crazy trying to focus in on what other people are doing. Just being disciplined with self and mastering yourself and focusing on yourself and understanding that you can only make decisions for you. You were born alone, you're going to die alone. Okay, you're born alone, you're going to die alone. Master yourself before you leave this earth. Master your own mind, your own body, your own heart, and your own soul. Master who you are so you can get everything that you can out of this life. Because as far as I know of, you only get one. I don't know if you get 2 and 3 and 4. But if they do, I'm going to say, sign me up. But, I don't know if you get 2 and 3 and 4. So since I don't know if you get 2 and 3 and 4, I suggest disciplining yourself and mastering you so you can get the most that you can out of this life, because you only get one. But that is what I'm going to be talking about in June. I'm going to talk a lot about self-mastery, and I'm going to do it from the perspective of personal experiences. That's the reason why I talked about, y'all know I normally don't, I truly do believe that words are either a blessing or a curse. So I don't talk about MS. Because I don't want your pity, because you would be pitying the wrong person, because I'm absolutely healthy. But I want to give you an example of mastering and disciplining your mind, prepping your mind so that you can go through the challenges that life may throw at you that you are unaware of, that you didn't know was going to happen. And being self-aware within your own body to know when something is wrong. Stop ignoring when you feel like something's off in your body. If your body is telling you that something is hurt, go get it checked out. This is having discipline of your body. This is becoming self-aware. Do you know what I've learned? The more that I leaned into my own understanding and my own body, my own mind, my own heart, my own soul, the more trusted I have within. This is the reason why I know that anything that comes about, no matter what it is, anything that happens, I will deal with it when it happens, because I'll know what to do when it comes. I'll know what to do when it comes. And this comes with mastering yourself and disciplining yourself and having a hold of who you are and what you are overall. All right, so I'm checking the time because I don't know if I told anybody to let me know when that time hit so I can get out of here on time. I'm keep checking time, but self-mastery, ability to control yourself in all situations, and I have that ability, and I think every woman needs that ability. And I think if you're dating, this ability will help you overall, because you don't want to be that woman that lets her thinking get her caught up. You don't want your emotions to carry you away. You don't want your body to deceive you. You don't want your heart to be open and not disciplined. You don't want your soul to be unaware. So having discipline helps you overall. And you can get as much as you can draw from this life. You need to draw as much as you can from it. You need to take as much as you can from it. You don't want to live a life at the end. Like I come from a family, a lot of my elders are dead. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. We don't technically have any elders in our family anymore because they've passed on. My grandmother had everybody really late. That's the reason why when y'all be talking about, oh, I can't have babies late. Who? Master your mind and your body and pop out them babies. Because my grandmother had her babies at 40 and 42 and 43. So she had them late. So she was already older. And that's how we ended up in this position of having no elders. But she still was able to do that thing. Master your mind and your body so you can take care of those things that you cannot see, that you are unaware of, so you can become aware of it. And you can be able to get the things you want out of life. So stop sitting here and talking about you can't have babies later. You can. Master your mind and your body, and you pop out babies like it's just like a jingle or something. If you want to have babies, have them. It's the only thing. Sometimes it's just you are the issue because you think you're too old. You're not too old. This goes back to your thinking and not disciplining your thoughts and allowing negative thinking and people to tell you what you can and cannot do. Why would y'all let someone on a podcast tell you what you can and cannot do when that person on a podcast didn't do what they needed to do? That's why they're up there. Because I don't trust a man with a podcast unless he's coming from a background of success. If he's getting on this podcast and he ain't had no success, baby, he got on the social media so he can get that success. So be very careful of being undisciplined. And that's where the mastery comes in. That's why important it is. How important it is to be mastered. To have your mind disciplined so that you can think what you need to think. So you don't sit here and get caught up being like everybody's sheep. Like, don't live your life being sheep. That's what happens when you follow society and your friends and your family, what everybody else wants you to do and what everybody else said is the right thing to do, instead of following yourself and in your own mind. Negative thinking can have you there. Negative thoughts can have you there. You have a good thing going. You can't even really enjoy it because you sit here and let your emotions run awry. Discipline your mind. Discipline your body. Discipline your heart. Discipline your soul. And master yourself. You are the master. That's the reason why we're going to have a workshop in June called Mastering the Master. And we're going to talk about a lot of personal experiences. Maybe some stuff I don't want to talk about on social media. But I can tell you this, the things that I'm talking about, I have a lot of experience with going this route. Because when I got diagnosed in 2009 with MS, there were, even though we have a lot of information on it now, you don't have a lot of doctors that actually are mastering that. You don't have a lot of doctors that's their specialty. Okay, they're rare. That specialize in MS. And since you don't have a lot of doctors and not a lot of good doctors to choose from, you know how it is. You have a doctor. Some of the doctors shouldn't be doctors. They're just there because they had to complete education. Their family wanted them to do that. They don't have their own mindset or whatever. And they become a doctor and they shouldn't be. So it's rare. And so when I had doctors that I literally went to, I went one after the other. And he just kept telling me, hey, you're going to be in a wheelchair. You're not going to be able to speak well. You're going to, it was just one thing after the other. But do you all know, once I had that diagnosis, I never accepted it. Because I understand a disciplined mind is important. If I just sit here and accepted that, and I allowed that doctor to plant that seed that I was going to be disabled, do you know the mind is so strong that I could have disabled myself at a very early age? And I was only 20-something years old. I'm probably 28 when I got my diagnosis. 28 years old. And I would have disabled myself. And some people, since they don't have that disciplined mind or mastery of their mind, they allow people just to plant those seeds. Oh, thank you. It's almost it's 1:41. So we got about 3 minutes. Let's see. We're 1:45. We out. Because I gotta go pick up my baby. I don't want her to be like, where's she at? Yeah, it's almost time to go. But don't worry, we're gonna do some more content. Because I want to talk about self-mastery, not just from a perspective of inner work. I want to talk about it from the perspective of dating too. And how it has helped me date. And how I realized mastering myself helped me not to get caught up in my emotions. And how I felt about a man. But I was able to actually step back and look at him in his entirety to see if he's going to be right for me. So I made good decisions, not based on my emotions and how I felt about a man, but what was going to be the best logical thing for me to do so I can be with the right man. So mastering yourself actually solves all the problems that you think you have. It eliminates them. And it helps you to not only attract, accept the right people in your life. Okay, so we got 1:42. We getting there. So I'm going to be breaking down my topics from dating, feminine energy, and I'm breaking it all the way down to all the things that I discovered on my journey. And hopefully something I say will help you on your journey. Because y'all know that I'm not the type of person who's like, oh, you need to do it the way I'm doing it. You don't need to do it the way I'm doing it. Hopefully I'm giving you something that you can utilize on your own journey and create your own reality. The one that you desire to have, not the one that I have. I am not the blueprint. You create your own blueprint. And so that is what I'm going to be doing. Breaking down topics from dating to feminine energy, mindset, and how we can use self-mastery and why it's so important, and how you can actually eliminate all the other issues that you are seeing in dating if you learn to master self. If you learn to master self, you can eliminate 99% of the issues that you're having in dating. Because you've mastered yourself. You disciplined your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul. And honestly, a lot of issues that you see in dating is a whole bunch of undisciplined people. Undisciplined people get caught up in your emotions and they make bad choices with a man. Undisciplined people be around people who plant negative seeds in them. Undisciplined people go out here and operate with an open heart and no discipline, and they attach themselves to any and everybody and try to people please. Undisciplined people do these things. Undisciplined people wander this earth not knowing what their purpose and mission is, and just think that they're an accident. And thinking that you're an accident, or thinking that you don't have a purpose, or thinking that you just don't belong, these things can cause mental harm. This can cause you issues overall. So a lot of the issues that you're seeing on social media could be eliminated if majority of people learn to master the master. You are the master. If you master yourself, you will find that you can discipline yourself. And since you can discipline yourself, you can tell your mind what to think. You can tell your body where to go. You can tell your heart what the purpose is. And you can open up your soul to the next level. But you have to learn to master the master. All right, it's 1:45. I gotta go pick up my baby. I'll see you all on the next one. Y'all have a great day. Bye.